Good afternoon, Sports Insanity fans. It's Mark Oldos Guy Halpern here for the Sports Insanity Network, brought to you by the Dugout of Millwood, along with our co-signer, Top Notch Sports Club. I want to touch on a subject that was brought up by one of our heads of the network, Mike Rifkin, regarding Dak Prescott and what could possibly happen. Everything he said in that article is 100% correct. It's every team he picked is a possibility. And here's what it's all going to boil down to. Dak Prescott is making $55 million this year. They rearranged a little bit of money to help with the cap. It's not like Dallas fans didn't know this was coming. It's not like Jerry Jones didn't know it was coming. The question on the table is really, yes, could they extend him longer and knock that cap down to nothing? Or is it time to say goodbye? There are very few players nowadays that start from their original drafted team and finish there. And it happens all over. The greats who stayed. You got Aikman. Yes, I'm going to say Aikman. I can. Namath. You know, Phil Simms. I can name a bunch. It's not that hard to fathom. But it's a new league and it's a new way of thinking. It says football is now like any sport. It's not just a game. It's a financial business. Cowboys are the biggest market sports franchise team in the world of all sports. At value, I believe it's now $8.15 billion. Okay. You have a salary cap in football for a reason. Okay. We have a salary cap in basketball. We have a salary cap in hockey. We don't have one in baseball. Obviously, one of the most important players on your team is your quarterback. And Dak Prescott has done everything except win in the playoffs. He's pulled off fourth quarter comebacks. He's pulled off, amazing drives. He's a damn good quarterback. And he's had opportunities. What happened with Green Bay last year was just a deplorable outputting by Dallas. The year before, if Dak doesn't try to force it into CD Lamb and sees T.Y. Hilton, then it's a whole different, ball game. It's not like Dak hasn't been given the weapons. Dallas has been in the playoffs the last 3 years. They can't move past the playoffs. And the question is, what is the problem? Is it Dak Prescott? Is it the coaching? Is it the will to win? I would highly doubt that. I mean, Dallas, America's team. They're always trying to win. Except if you're the Carolina Panthers. To cut it, nice and sweet, I think what Jerry Jones is doing by saying that he does not know what Dak's future is going to be. They're only focusing on this year, and they're all in. What is this all in? Because we're yet to see it. Is there going to be? A lot of people thought with all the news with Stephon Diggs that Dallas was going to make a deal with the Bills with Stephon Diggs, but no, he goes to Houston on a 1-year deal. Whatever. But for pennies on the dollar, we could have given him that. And the problem is that Dallas has to look to the future. You got CD Lamb next year. You got CD Lamb you got to extend. You got Parsons you got to extend. It's a lot of money. And $55 million for a quarterback is really an issue. So here's what I see happening. If Dallas does not make the NFC Championship game, Dak Prescott and Dallas are through. I believe Jerry Jones lets him go and test free agency. There are a bunch of teams. I can't see there not being one team in the NFL that wouldn't want him. Now, there are teams that are pinned down because they have their starter, but you couldn't tell me that all 31 teams, if they could figure a way to make it work, they wouldn't want Dak Prescott on their squad. The teams that I would most likely see Prescott going to, and it's a very big possibility, the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is on the last year of this 2-year deal with the unfortunate what happened last year. And with Rodgers going down, and Rodgers is back this year, and he's healthy, God willingly. He's got Mike Williams, you got Garrett Wilson on the other end, you got Breece Hall, and Tyler Conklin. You got a good team there. Let's say Rodgers takes them to the wild card, let's give him even better. Let's say he goes to the divisional game. Is it better for the New York Jets organization to pay Rodgers $50 million for 1 year, or possibly make a deal with Dak and get? I'm not going to say can't compare Dak to Aaron Rodgers. You can't. They're two different complete quarterbacks. Would the Jets rather get Dak Prescott probably on a better deal than what they would get for Aaron Rodgers, considering Rodgers' age? I don't think if Rodgers doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, he's done anyway. But we don't know. Players have gone longer stupidly. But that's the team I see him going to. That's like one of the main teams that he could end up. Now, here's my crazy throw that I was talking with my good buddy Rudy Campos with Sweep the League. And we've done a couple of good podcasts on predictions for 1 through 21 on the NFL draft. You can view those on the site at www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. And you can look at the blogs on you can look at the shows on our YouTube page. Just search the Sports Insanity Network. Rudy and I, had an idea, and I'm not going to say Mike Rifkin didn't think about this also. I don't know how Noah Trombley would feel, but what if Dallas could pull off a trade with Arizona? You have Arizona, who is disgruntled with Kyler Murray. You have Dallas with Dak this is an all-in season. Yeah, bullshit. What about a trade to Arizona? Dak Prescott for Kyler, Dak Prescott for Kyler. Dallas trades pretty much most of its draft pick to get number 4 as well, providing, Kyler stays on, which Dallas will take on Kyler's contract because it's a lot less than Dak's. Arizona can then re-sign Dak and then Dallas gets the number 4 pick. And that's where Marvin Harrison Jr. Here's the needle. It's all the way dug in there. Okay? I'm pulling it out because it's not going to happen. You want to talk an idea where it could be? That's one that makes sense. For me, it would also be relying on Dallas getting that 4th pick. I don't know how it would work out because this isn't like the days of New Orleans trading to get everything just to get Ricky Williams. Shout out. You got to look at Dak Prescott, and if you want to put him up against quarterbacks over the last half decade, he's up there in the top 5 quarterbacks. I don't care what anybody says. 2 years ago, he had a bad year with 14 interceptions. That wasn't because he threw it directly. There were 6 of them that were tipped. Wide receivers couldn't hold the ball. We saw what happened. Michael Gallup is no longer here. He's gone. Okay? Last year, Dak Prescott was leading the league at one point in touchdowns. He's been in the lead in touchdown passes. The problem is, if you don't win when it matters, you're not remembered. Making it to a Super Bowl is every NFL drafted player's dream. To hold that Super Bowl trophy up high, that's your major accomplishment. Aaron Rodgers, let's look at Aaron Rodgers. Super Bowl MVP and has the trophy. Patrick Mahomes, same deal. They're both still in the league. They have nothing left to prove. All these other guys, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, and the list goes on. Lamar Jackson, yada, yada, yada. Can't say they've done that. And now, when it's now more of a financial issue, and you look at the money that's being thrown at quarterbacks, it's a problem. You have the estimation that Dak Prescott's going to get $60 million a year. And this is a guy who's never won a world championship. I know football is a different ethic than baseball, than hockey, and basketball. 17 weeks, one game a week. But unlike football and basketball, unlike baseball and basketball, football and hockey are contact sports, and hockey plays more. I'm kind of surprised at times that hockey players don't get paid more than what football players get paid, but whatever. The most craziest sport to try to survive is soccer. I don't know how they do it, but I don't want to go on a tangent here. Getting back to Dak, it's very possible, because Jerry Jones is now in a position where he's got to make a decision. Look at what happened with Dallas during this offseason. We're all in. So you had Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift, all out there. That's what everyone thought Dallas was going to do, was going to get one of the four, because they let Tony Pollard go. They did, Barkley, Eckler, Swift all signed very fast. And then there was Derrick Henry, quiet, no news on it. Thought Derrick Henry, nope. He went to Baltimore, which, by the way, God, watch out the AFC. It's that Baltimore is not in the Super Bowl. There's something wrong. They've really done nothing for Dak. Now, you still have two of the best receivers in football for CeeDee Lamb and Braden Cooks. You got a decent tight end. He's getting better. He's learning it more. But right now, if you hand the ball off, you're handing it off to Rico Dowdle. And that's not going to do it. So Dallas is probably going to go running back in the draft. This doesn't help Dak. And I kind of think this is kind of Jerry Jones's plan. And I hate to say this as a Dallas fan, is that Jerry Jones has kept on Mike McCarthy. Why? Why keep him on for a fifth year? I think it's going to be time that Jerry Jones is going to clean house, unless Dallas makes it to the Super Bowl. Now, that would change everything. And as a Dallas fan, I truly think they have the team that can do it, provided they get a running back, and that'll probably happen in the draft. They got to help out Dak. If you don't help out Dak, then why are you paying him so much money just to not get to a Super Bowl? So, there's one more crazy idea. I mean, crazy. The Chicago Bears are sitting at number 1. Now, I already made my decision when I did my picks 1 through 10. I wasn't going to put this up there because it's a fairy tale of a dream. Jerry Jones not only trades Dak, obviously picked number 24. First round next year, sorry, a second and a third and a sixth this year. First and second next year, and a second the year after, to trade up to number 1 and bring in Caleb Williams. I mean, we seem crazy. I would be sad to see Dak go, to be honest, but if Dallas is going to start anew, and it all has to start it has to be at the quarterback. The wide receivers are accomplished. The line is fractured. If you're going to start anew, that's the only way I see doing it. Chicago would get a premier quarterback, and look what he would walk into: Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. I mean, it's not CeeDee Lamb and Braden Cooks, but it's, if you weigh it, it's pretty damn close. Not to mention Cole Kmet. That Chicago team, and he's got a running back. This would be the ultimate fantasy dream. My problem is I don't know if I would want to use it on Caleb Williams. Yes, Caleb Williams is the golden boy, so to speak. But we've also seen golden boys come in and take it a long time to. Now, Baker Mayfield done good things down in Tampa last year. We'll give him credit where credit's due. But Baker really didn't do anything when he came up. Johnny Manziel, who was said to be the next, but come on. Until they play it down or play a full season, you don't know what this player is going to be like. The problem with Caleb Williams is his talk about he does not want to play for the Bears. So could we possibly see some type of Eli Manning situation evolve on draft day? And I think it's an absolute possibility. And there are many teams that could pull off a trade that would do it for them. There are a lot of teams looking to start their whole thing over. New England, but Mike and Rudy have them moving down, and I actually understand that now. Atlanta wouldn't be doing it. Could Denver pull it off? I mean, I like Jaden Daniels better. I just do. I think he's a better. I think this kid is going to do very well wherever he ends up, and that'll depend on a lot of different things. But I think we see a Caleb Williams problem when he's picked by the Bears, saying he won't play, and then they're forced to sign a trade. Could Jerry Jones sweep in and do it? It's not unlikely, but it's not probable. It would be unheard of. But if you're looking for a new, you got to do something. You decided not to give Dak anything in the running back game. The wide receiver game we were good on. The offensive line, they let Tyron Smith go, and it's not because they didn't like him. It's because Jerry Jones couldn't afford him. He blames inflation. No, you blame the fact that you pay Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott so much friggin' money. You know, sorry, if I'm going to say it, I'm going to go for the gold. So much fucking money that it held you out. How can that be made up with Dak? Dak needs to take a friendly deal, but that's not going to happen. Dak knows what he thinks he's worth. But how about bringing back Zeke Elliott on a extreme friendly deal? $1.5 million with a ton of incentive that he can earn what he got out of New England, meaning a total of 3,000 yards. He gets it. I think it would be a good way for the guy to finish out, save face with Dallas fans. And I don't think there's a lot of sour notes with Dallas fans. I mean, I was sad to see Zeke go. I love Zeke. You need somebody back there who could help Dak Prescott, not only with reading on the option, but how about protecting his back when you got a cornerback coming off a blitz? Now, that's something that Ezekiel Elliott did very well. And I think that would be a great reunion. That's not a pipe dream. That's a possibility. I think Dallas goes running back in round 2 anyway, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Round 1, if they don't take a offensive lineman, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But Dak Prescott to the Jets is my prediction, because I don't think Aaron Rodgers stays on after this contract. Rodgers' time is over. And I know this will sour a few people because Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. He really is. I hated him because he was on the Packers. That's all. I know what the guy can do. I've done pretty well on his cards in my business. Aaron Rodgers will go down as one of the greats. But just mind you, to the guy who's editing this, my quarterback has 3, your one only has 1. But to the Jets, if Dallas does indeed let Dak leave, I can't see anywhere better than for Dak Prescott to go and stay, and go to a team that is almost there. I think they're missing a little bit in the linebacker and defensive line. Sauce Gardner would be great. Is great. Not would be great. Is great. They need another cornerback, which I think they're going to end up getting in the second round. Or could they get Stephon Gilmore, which Dallas is currently trying to sign, but could end up somewhere else? Dak Prescott is not Troy Aikman. And the game isn't the 1990s anymore. The game is more high powered, it's faster. The rules have changed. The game evolves just like everything else. And the Cowboys have to evolve and realize that at this point, if they're not in the NFC Championship or better, then they're not going to make it there with Dak, and it's time to let him go. That's why there's no contract extension. Now, who becomes the quarterback if they don't make the crazy trades I thought of? Right now, you would have Trey Lance. I think he would be a great start, but the problem is he's got a $22 million option for next year. Dallas isn't grabbing that. Dallas doesn't have to deal with that. They're not going to pay him, who's never played a full season, that type of money. They're going to need a quarterback. There's going to be plenty of them out there for trades. They could draft. But if Dallas decides to go the other way, you have to find teams, because Cooper Rush isn't going to do it either. You have to find a team that's willing to trade now. I think that trading with a team, like I said, Arizona makes sense. My buddy Rudy sent over with the Raiders makes great sense. Bring Derek Carr to Dallas and send Dak there. It makes a lot of sense. Morale for the team would be shot, and I think that's the key. Is Dallas can still win. Can they win the NFC East with Saquon Barkley there? All depends. Barkley could unfortunately get injured. Somebody could get hurt. I'm not going to make those predictions because I hate to see any player hurt on any other team. I can't. I hate it when they say, "Yeah, he got hurt. We can go." No, I can't stand it. But things happen. I think the Eagles are probably one of the best offensive suited teams in the football right now. But Dallas is still a very competitive team, and whether they win the NFC East or go in as a wild card, which I believe will happen because they're still that good of a team. Is there going to be enough after 17 weeks in the tank for these teams to make it? Bringing in Zeke would be great, but Zeke can't play a full season. You kidding me? You would have to keep him fresh. And players at his age, let's even put Aaron Rodgers there, 17 weeks is a long time. And if you're getting that bye in week 4 or week 5, week 6, actually, it's week 6, week 7, and then have to play 11 straight, it's tough. There needs to be a 2-bye system in this league. I know that would extend it even longer. But if you're adding a game, you got to give these teams a chance to recuperate or extend the team roster from 53 to 58, add 5 players. So be able to have more players to go in and go out. As for Dak Prescott, I truly think he's going to be here for the season. I don't see anything happening. I see areas where it could happen. I've mentioned them. If it does happen, I wish Dak the press. I wish Dak the best. I think he will do well. He wins the Super Bowl with somebody. Hey, he had his chance in Dallas. He does it with somewhere else. Congratulations to him. He'll still go down as one of my favorites. If he's in Dallas, this is going to be the year for him to do it in. He has to do it this year, or Dallas is probably gonna move on. But my call is still will be the Jets. Please check out our podcast and blogs at www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Check out our stuff on our YouTube page. Check out our friend group, our very close friend group, sweep the league with Rudy Campos and Gio. They were on during the day, and they have some great guest stars. Last week they had George Gervin's brother on. His brother could finger roll, let me tell you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some baseball, but the draft is coming. It's coming fast, and we'll see what happens with Dallas and Dak. Until then, Mark Oldop's guy happened. Yeah, you edit that. Mark Oldop's guy Halpern saying, catch you on the flip side.